Good afternoon and welcome to this recording of school performance plan submission for all of you accredited schools in the Clark County District. You have the option of using the Cognitive Strategies platform to submit a portion of your SPP. And I'm understanding just lately that you get to do that twice a year now. Thank you very much. And I appreciate the work that you're doing, especially under the circumstances in which we are all working right now. But I wanted to spend just a little bit of time with you. Hopefully we can do this in about a half hour, maybe a bit longer, and share some things with you to help you submit this report using the eProof platform. And a lot of you have asked me questions, and I've had conversations with your school improvement department over at the district, and we would just want to help you make this as simple as possible, but yet give you the tools that you can use the strategies platform. I'm going to show you how to use the platform to submit the SPP. I'm going to show you where to find stuff, how to enter information, and how to pull reports. Most of you have been accredited for many, many years, and I'm glad that we can not have to duplicate efforts, and you can actually submit part of this plan using the strategies module within eProof. You can see that there are a bunch of other modules there, but the actual strategies platform and the in-focus guide is what we'll be looking at today. I'm going to take you for a ride. I'm going to show you actually where to find stuff, how to submit the report. And I messed around with it today and put a report together in about an hour. So this is not something that I do every day, but yet I was able to get in and play around with it and familiarize myself with the work that you're doing there. As you know, you've got all the different modules within the platform, some of which you use for your accreditation reviews. Some of you use the Elliott to observe classrooms, the workspace for accreditation. But today we'll be focusing on the strategies platform. There are some tools that I want you to be aware of, and you can get in and use those tools if you can't find me or another cognitive person to help you. Notice that a lot of this stuff still says advanced ed. We've been advanced ed since about 2007. Before that, we were Northwest Accreditation. And advanced ed merged with measured progress about 2 years ago and had to change their name. Another Cognia. All of our services remain the same, plus more than just accreditation. So to find the resources that you're going to need to know about for this project, use www.cognia.org/resources. You'll use your username and your password to get in there, the same one you use to get in eProof. Click on Tools and Resources for Schools. Once you get there, you're going to see a page that looks like this. You'll have accreditation resources, eProof, webinars, and tutorials. And for our purposes today, we're going to click on webinars and tutorials, and you're going to find things like the in-focus guide. The in-focus guide is the instruction manual for the strategies platform. It can be quite in-depth and uses a lot more than we will be using it for today. We'll be mainly using the planning and implementing phase. And like I said, we can get you through this and you'll be well on your way to providing a nice report that you can submit to the district. You'll be using this portion of the guidebook and this portion of the module to develop and do your reporting. You'll develop a strategy map. I'm going to show you how to do that, and I'm going to show you how to do an annual plan. Simpler than you might think. So once you get into that website, you'll click on webinars and tutorials, and then notice that there are webinars and tutorials for all of the modules. You'll click on strategies. Once you've clicked on strategies, you will see 3 videos. These are about 7 minutes each. If you get tired of listening to me, you can go listen to Osiris, and she does a wonderful job of presenting the different phases of processes that are available to you right now. And like I said, we will be using the planning phase and the implementation phase. Also in this area of the web, you'll find the in-focus guidebook that I just described, a glossary, tags, and some FAQs. So once we want to get into the actual system, and this is something that most of you don't use every day, you'll go to cognia.org, click on Login. Once you've clicked on Login, you will enter your username, which is your school email address, and your password. If you forget it, ask for another one. No big deal. Once you're there, you're going to see a new navigation panel that has all of these little icons for added functionality. And notice that they are just short for the actual module names. We'll be using strategies. It will be the red one. And so once we get there, we'll click on strategies, or you can click on the red strategies button if you wheel down. And if you've made more than one plan, you'll see those different plans there. This one is actually set up for a district. I went in and we're just going to have a little bit of a look at this plan. This is just a screenshot from a district that I was using for this purpose. You can click on My Plans. If you click on the hamburger, it's going to bring out this little pop-up. You can manage users. You can add folks that you might want to have involved in this project. And then you can also click on Resources to get the guidebook and the other instruction manuals. Notice that we've got 2 plans started here. This is the plan that the district is working on. They've been in this plan for about 3 years now. And you can actually continue, once you started this plan, you can continue to use the plan at every reporting opportunity. It's my understanding that you do now get to do it twice a year. And isn't that lucky? So at any rate, here it is. If you click on the ellipsis, it's going to give you options to go in and start a new plan. This plan still needs some work. And the plan that I played around with today is about 3/4 done. And so I'm going to play around with it a little bit more, and it's going to look like it's completely done when we're done. You can click on New Plan. You can start 47 of them if you want to, just to play around. You can't break this thing. You can delete plans however you want to do it. I'm also going to include a set of quick instructions just for the Clark County District member schools, accredited schools, and it'll be simple instructions. If you can't find me, you will be able to find this document and a link to this recording and other materials over at the School Improvement Department. But contact me first. I'm going to be your go-to person as your director. And just for your information, I recently replaced Pam Salazar, who retired and is doing quite well in her retirement. Today, I'm going to show you how to make one of these. This is a strategy map. And like I said, I built it in about an hour. You may have to do some thinking outside of the box. If you have different names for your vision, mission, beliefs, maybe you have a purpose statement. And so make them fit this particular document for reporting purposes. Same thing with your goals. This particular module does not call a goal a goal. They call a goal an objective. And this particular strategy map has 5 objectives. Notice the objectives, the goals are written right here. And then a very simple 2 to 3 word description. I think there's a 20-character limit in this area right here, but no character limits in these areas. So 5 objectives / goals. There are critical initiatives for each. You can put as many critical initiatives as you want. And then key measures are listed for each to make this a SMART goal. So we're going to show you how to make one of these, quick and easy. And then I'm also going to show you how to pull reports for the annual improvement plan. What you'll do is you'll submit the strategic planning map, and you'll submit your goals. And notice that these are, again, called objectives. This particular one, provide more active, personalized learning opportunities. I'm going to take you in and show you exactly how I did this. And notice that here's personalized learning, the actual 2-word definition of each of those, and it's color-coded. the same colors as this particular strategy map. And what I did on this screen, I only put 2 there just to show you what they look like. These are very, very basic goals that I just pumped out. And like I said, in about an hour this afternoon, just playing around with it. Notice that you'd obviously want to put more key measures for each of those critical initiatives all the way down. And this sample has several key measures, several critical initiatives, and then several goals/objectives. Very nice looking document, suitable to put on your website or to give to stakeholders as appropriate. So there you have it, the annual improvement plan and the strategy maps. So it's time to go for a ride. Well, this is loading. That's my home for about 2 weeks every fall, where I work with my brother. He farms in north central Montana, and we harvest malting barley. So I'm going to cognia.org, just a little side story there while waiting, cognia.org, and we're going to get a pop-up here, the very, very nice video on equity and inclusion and how our organization is committed to the principles of diversity and equity. We have about 36,000 institutions. We're the largest accreditor in the world. And so that's very important to us. So here we are on the main website. I'm going to click on login because that's how we're going to get into the platform. So here it comes. You will enter your school email address, your password. If you've forgotten it, you can request another one. We're going to go into the platform right now. In my case, I work with a lot of institutions. In your case, you'll probably go right to your school. It'll just take you right there, unless you've served on teams. And so I'm going into the Lewiston Independent School District. We work with them quite a bit. They're up in the Panhandle, about 80 miles south of Spokane, right on the Clearwater River. So here's strategies. I can wheel around a little bit on the main platform, and here I see strategies. So if I wheel back up, I can either, this is a live link, or this is a live link. So in we go. Hopefully this is going to work this time. There we go. And we're in, and we're going to see the main page. We've got 2 plans. The district has 1 plan that they've been working on for about 3 years. We can click on the hamburger. It brings a little pop-up. The plans that you've got, you can manage users, you can add users. If I click on that, and I can go over here, I can add a user just by putting in an email and the role that I want, and then send account access email. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to go back to the plans. You can also go into resources, find another copy of the guidebook that you'll be using if you don't get enough information from me tonight. So we've got a couple of plans going. My test school that I opened up today, there's a circle here. If I wanted to, I could fill up that circle, and we're going to fill this circle up. It shows the progress that you've been making on this particular project since it started. And so we can also go to open right here on the ellipsis. We can edit, we can download, we can delete, we can make copies of this thing. Like I said, you can make 47 of these if you want to. I'm going to click on open, and here comes our plan. So once we get to this plan, we're going to see, a whole page worth of stuff. You're going to see a sidebar, name of the institution. I dated my plan just for January. You can date it for the entire year if you'd like. And we can jump to certain places. Notice all the circles are not filled with a color at this time. So I'm in the envisioning phase. And on this first page, we're not going to do anything. We're going to just, what this is a place that you can add attachments. If you were going to use this for planning in depth, you'd be able to add your profile data, student observations, stakeholder perceptions, and use this for a one-stop shop. So we're going to call this, our work is completed here, and I'm going to click the yes button, yes and no, right down there, and we're going to click next. See how easy this is so far? As we go in through, again, you can add more attachments, attachment descriptions, whatever you'd like to attach. If you're using this with complete fidelity, we plan on doing some trainings for you guys in the near future to help you use this even more than I'm giving you right now. So I clicked yes, and I'm going to click next to go to the next screen. Now notice that these are starting to fill in. Now we're getting to the envisioning phase. We're going to add information. Here's your institution's vision. Put that in there. Your mission and your beliefs. Notice that I did a little messing around. You can actually change font size. You can play around with it. And then I've also added my calls. These in, remember, I've been calling these objectives. I've added 4 of them already. And so if I want to add another one, I can just add a new one. And this, I'm going to call it raise test scores. All right, that'll help. And the strategic theme is going to be test scores. Oh no, I'm going to call it achievement. Okay, then we're going to select a tag. It wants you to select tags because if you get into this in depth, it's going to help you organize an improvement plan. For our purpose right now, we're going to call it impact of instruction, and I'm going to save it. And now all of a sudden, I have a new goal in here. We're going to raise test scores. I can get in, I can edit the item. The other thing that I can do that's very, very nice is I can go over here and I can pull this sidebar down. And down at the bottom, I've got a button called Output. Output shows me what this looks like. And so I've got there are 3 objectives that I put in today. This one is provide proactive communication and strategic involvement, and I called it stakeholder engagement. So those are 3. Notice it doesn't, there are the mission, vision, and beliefs. I can get in here and I can actually edit them. This is very nice to use. I click on the arrow, and here's again mission, vision. I had a technology one, and here's the new one, achievement. And so what I can do right now is I can add the objective. It takes me back, and I can go in and find the one that I'm working on. I wheeled on down, and let's see if I see it here. By school plan, let's go to add an objective. Strategic theme is going to be achievement, and the objective is going to be raise test scores. And again, we have to select that tag, and it's going to be impact of instruction. We're going to save it, and now we have it right down at the bottom, raise test scores. And now I can add critical initiatives. So what am I going to do? Well, we are going to form a committee. That's always a good idea, right? To review and analyze scores. Put an A there. Let's just go ahead and spell it right. And we have to select a tag again. And this time we're going to call it assessment. And now I have the objective is to raise test scores. And one of the initiatives is to form a committee to review. I can add another one. I can keep on going. Let's go over and look at the output, see what it looks like. There are the first 2. And now all of a sudden, I've got an achievement. I've got to raise test scores. We're going to form a committee to review. And then we can even add a key measure. Let's do that. And we're going to find our yellow one. Notice the color coding makes it kind of nice. The outcome is going to be, of course, to raise test scores. We're going to add it. And there it is. We're going to save it. And now we're going to add the key measure. What's our key measure going to be? Let's go ahead and create a new key measure, and that is going to be increased scores. You, of course, are going to do a whole lot better job of this than I am. You're going to sit down, paper, pencil, and that's going to be impacted instruction. We're going to add that one, then we're going to save it, and now all of a sudden I've got a key measure. Let's go over here back on the left-hand side again. We're going to look at output, and we're going to go back over, and there it is. Very, very simple, and you can just really do a nice job of this. So what I'm going to do right now, I feel like, well, I want to print this thing out. That's pretty nice. Strategy map. So notice up here I've got additional options. I can print out strategy maps. I can print out improvement plans, implementation plans, and theory of actions. So here I'm going to click the download button up in the top right-hand corner. I want everything on one page. It does not give me a date, and you can select all. You can select PDF or PDF and Word. Let's go ahead and download it. And what it's going to do, it's going to send me an email with this document, and I'm going to have that email within about 30 seconds. But until then, let's go back to planning for a minute. And it's going to take me back up to this. I'm going to go back up to the top, and we're on exploring the future and synthesizing the results. Here we are at synthesizing the results. We've got 5 different goals, and let's call our work completed. And so now we're done there. But you can always come back in. You can edit any of those items. You can go down and you can open the output. You can edit them from there. It takes just a little bit of playing around. And this button comes up so often, it reminds me that I can go over to the output button to look at this stuff so I can see things. I'm just going to close it to get it out of my hair. Let's go ahead and open an email here, and I'm going to pull this over to show you what it looks like. I got a new, there's John Barlow. A bunch of you guys know him. He's career, getting ready for a review. Cognitive Strategies download is available. And so it's going to open up the email. Looks like this. Gives me a link. I'm going to go into that link. And right down here at the bottom, it's going to give me a little zip file. Going to open it up, slide it over, and I've got it in Word and in a PDF. Let's open it up in a Word just to have a look at it. And you're going to see as it pops up, opening an event. There it is. Now, the nice thing about this is that it's in Word. You can do everything you want to make this nicer for publication. You can change the font size. You can put colors in there. You can do whatever you want to make this something that's going to be a nice document for you to use. Now, this is pretty basic. I've put on the staff stability, I put 2 objectives, I put a couple of critical initiatives, but you would obviously have multiple key measures if you're doing this thing with Fidelity, and I hope you do. It's the first time that you're really going to do it. Let's do it right. Make sure that it's a nice improvement plan. You can use this for accreditation. You can use it for district reporting. You can use it for stakeholder communication, however you'd like. So that's just a real nice, just a quick look at that. So that shows you how to bring it out. Then you'd save it as another document. Let's look at the PDF one. I don't know why you'd want the PDF. You can change it to a PDF all on your own. But I'll pull it over here so we can have a look. And there it is. This one says Lewiston School District since I'm in that district, but it would say your school name if you're working, hopefully, in your platform. So there it is. That's that part. So we're into the next phase. We went ahead and let's just go ahead and go back to synthesize, make sure that everything's done. Vision, mission, institutions, beliefs, there are the 5 goals. Yes, we're done with that. Let's go ahead and look at the improvement planning steps. Here's this screen. Let's just go ahead and do this. No, I might be doing another drink. So here we are in the planning phase. Here are the actual, just real simple look at the goals. And if you wanted to, once you got done, you could go over here to this output, click on the output again, and now you can click on annual improvement plan. Let's go ahead. I was just real simple. I made this thing at the start of January to the end of January. And so we're going to view everything in that date range. This is where you get into updating, using your old stuff and using your new stuff. Here they are in a different form. Notice the color coding again. Provide more personalized learning opportunities, critical initiatives, key measures, another critical initiative. I have not entered a key measure yet. I could, if I go in there and notice that there's the edit. There's the edit. I can go back in. I can add whatever I need to add. It starts looking like a sentence diagram. And I can go back. I can move around however I want to. I'm going to go back to that first bullet here and look at it another way. So let's go back to the output. Going to click on the output on the annual improvement plan. Once you get it into the strategy map, it's there. So we can do this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals. There's our raised test scores, one that we just put in. We can edit it. We can add key measures. We can do whatever we need to do with it. Or, folks, we can click this button, and what we now need to do is we need to put a start date because we want to print this thing out. We're liking it. We're thinking it's good. And we're going to go ahead and download it, and it's going to send me the email again, and I'm going to have that in about 30 seconds. But let's go back over here to the left-hand side. We're going to click on this one, and we've got 5 goals. I've got a whole bunch of critical initiatives. I've got multiple key measures, the whole thing. It's all feeling good about it. I'm going to click yes. My work is done, and we're going to click next. Notice that circle went red over there. Now what we can do is we can go in and we can even add more information. We can add intended outcomes. We can add key measures. We can add the people who are going to be responsible for these things, and so on, and so on, and so on. I'm going to call this one done. I'm going to go over to next. And then we can download the guide. Now we're getting past where you can go in, you can develop that annual plan some more. You can design an implementation plan so you can get it right down to the classroom level. And these are some of the trainings that we'll be doing after this next submission time to show you how to really use this with fidelity. Let's go look at the email and see what your plans look like. Here it is. Your download is available. I'm going to open up the link. It's going to open up a zip again, just like the other one. So really, folks, when it comes down to it, this is it. You can go ahead and submit these goals with the strategy map to your school improvement department, and you have taken care of this portion of your requirements. I think you've got some more in there that you've got to do, some data and things, but for this part, for your goals, this is all you need to do. Put the strategy map together with this part. You can update this if you want to. I'm going to enable editing. I'm going to provide proactive communication. However, I caution you to not update it on this form because it does not update it back in the strategies module. And then you're not going to have a good record. You're using the strategies module for a purpose. You can go back in, you can update these. I just think that you have a golden opportunity to make this work for you. And when we set up some additional training for your district, that you're able to come to that training. I wish I could come to Vegas and do it with you in a room, in a conference room someplace. I'd buy you all lunch. and do that. But that's basically it. Now, let me talk to you. I want to go back to this output. What I'm going to send you along with this strategy map is I'm going to send you a template. I'll show it to you in just a minute, but I would, you can go in and you can play around with this thing as much as you'd like, but if I were you, I would definitely use a template and do this on paper first. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you what I'm going to send you. It's opening up right now, and you're going to, oops, wrong one. I knew that was what was going to happen. It's going to open up the right one now. And here are the instructions. Strategy map construction in eProve. Make it a little bit bigger. You're going to submit it as part of your SPP to the Clark County District. The strategies map is a visual depiction of your goals that can be used to communicate with stakeholders. This part must be completed after penciling out the information that you want to put into the platform. And so what I've done, I've given you some more instructions, but I've given you a blank template. Put those on pencil, put your goal here, put your objectives. You can print this out, you can do it however you like. And then once you've collaborated with your leadership teams and the people that are helping you with this, your critical initiatives, your key measures, then it'll only take you about an hour and a half to enter all of this into the strategies module. I've also provided you an example. This is Lincoln Elementary School. What I did today was I used actually some of Lincoln's language, and this is all included in the guidebook that you can download from the web. I think I'll actually throw a copy in and send it to April, and then she's going to forward all this out to you. But notice how there are multiple critical initiatives and multiple key measures for each objective, each goal. And your district understands that these are going to look, they're going to look a little bit different. They're going to be call objectives instead of goals. That's okay. It's doing the same work. And then developing the annual improvement plan. You can actually enter some of the information using these tips, key measures, objectives, critical initiatives, and then going on down further, here's a sample. And so you can pencil these out any way you'd like. Make sure that you do a thorough job, do it with fidelity. This is not, I know it kind of is, checking the boxes for reporting, but this is a project that can really help your improvement efforts. And when we do our training a little bit later on this year, we want to make sure and have you all there to learn a little bit more in detail about how this works. Today's training was really to basically get you over the hump, help you submit this report for this time using the module. And I hope that I've given you some assistance. I hope that I've helped a little bit. We want you to make sure this looks good, is useful, and is easy for you to report. So let's go back to the slides. I'm going to close this out and get back to work. You've got plenty of things to do. We still need members on teams. You saw that email just popped up from John Barlow. And John is needing some team members. We've got quite a few reviews in your area. All of our reviews are remote at this time. And so you'll be able to participate on the team from your kitchen table or your office, whatever you'd like to do. You can email me if you'd like to serve on a team. If you want a list of schools that need to have team members, email me. I'll send you the list, or you can volunteer here. I would recommend sending me an email, and that's probably going to be easiest. Here I am. I'm Dale Kleinert at cognia.org. There's my phone number. There are the resources for you to find the information you need. And I want to thank you for attending. It's evening now. It's time for supper for me. And I hope that this is helpful for you. And if you have questions, just contact me anytime. So thank you so much. I appreciate your attention. And if you need help, contact me anytime. I'm here for you. Thank you and good night.